Good evening, BK parents and students. I am going to create this quick video to talk about Virtual Learning Day 2017, also known as Plan C, in case we have to get to that point. So this is something we're going to try. We've never done this before, so be patient and hope for the best. Met with our teachers today, and I think we have a pretty good plan using the technologies that we have at school in order to make the day as productive as possible, short of being there live and in person. So let me talk a little bit about how we're going to do Virtual Learning Day. So what we're going to do is schedule Virtual Learning Day from 11 to 3 o'clock, and that schedule may be shortened or may alter depending on the student's schedule, and I'll talk a little bit about that in just a minute. But you should allocate at least from 11 to 3. If it's less than that, that's a bonus, but just plan on allocating that time. If we're doing this, we're going to require it. So students are expected and required to participate, whether it's, and I'll talk about the different options and what teachers will be doing, but it isn't required instructional day. We've asked and told teachers that they should take attendance. If we're doing this, it is an instructional day, so teachers will take attendance. So essentially, students will go through their schedule virtually by going to a Google Sheet, in which I will share with you in this email. And in that Google Sheet, they will follow their schedule, following the different prompts that are listed under their teachers' names, which typically will consist of going to Blackboard or Google Classroom or other places for further information, and will oftentimes include links for the students to follow and whatnot. The day will be paced with 30-minute classes, so periods 1 through 7 will have 30 minutes allocated each. Now, this may become less important if a lot of the activities are kind of self-paced on your own, but the reason we're putting this pacing schedule together because some classes will actually be live and in real time. So I know a health, for example, what Mr. Worrell is going to meet his students live in a virtual classroom, and so he'll have 30 minutes for each of those classes. So that's where the pacing will become important. A lot of the content will be what's called asynchronous or not live, so students will be able to go through and work at their own pace. But in the cases that they have live classes, the scheduling will become important. So let me give you an example of how this will work. So starting at 11 o'clock, students will click a link and it'll take them to this landing page, which is a Google Sheet. They'll find their teachers, and I'll just make up kind of a mock schedule. Let's say they have Miss Bainbridge, and I'll highlight them as we go. First period, maybe Mr. Barker, second period. Of course, they're not going to highlight their screen like this. They won't have the ability, but they'll know their schedule. They should know their schedule. And so I'll just go through a couple of these. And let's say, let me pick another class. Biology, Mr. Horace, fourth period. And I mentioned Mr. Worrell, so let's go down and see, scrolling down here. And let's say Mr. Worrell, maybe I'll just jump over there a sixth period. So from 11 to 11:30, I Miss Bainbridge's class. So her instructions are go to Google Classroom. Since this is a full year-long class, students already have access to their Google Classroom for English 10. So they'll already know how to access that Google Classroom. They'll click and go into Google Classroom, and there will be more information and instructions from Miss Bainbridge once they get there. So they'll work on that for roughly a half an hour. They may have to come back to it. And then they'll go on to their second period class at 11:30. So in this example, 11:30, I have Algebra 1. So it looks like Mr. Barker is saying topics posted in Google Classroom. So this is also operating off the assumption that students already have access to Google Classroom from the previous semester. So they would click that or go into their Google Classroom, and Mr. Barker would have some con topics posted and ready for you once you log in. Period 3, in this example I have world history. So at 12 o'clock, I'm going to world history. I'm again also going to Google Classroom, and in this case, for any new students, Mr. Kamen has put in a code, so they'll go to Google Classroom, put in that code, and be able to get information from Mr. Kamen for world history. Fourth period, I had biology with Mr. Horace. So it says here, also going to Google Classroom, and he has some instructions here, going to the About tab. He also gives a code in case you didn't have the code, and then he provides some instructions there. In the case of some teachers, they will have a live class, so I'll fast forward to sixth period as an example here, Mr. Worrell's class. There's a live link here, so at sixth period, I think that starts at 1:30. I'm going to click that live session, and all my classmates will also be in that live session. Mr. Worrell will be waiting for me in there, and he'll be doing things like going over his syllabus, because this is a single semester class, and so all of these classes are brand new. Or this class is brand new for these students. So that's kind of how the day will work. Again, it's something that we're doing as a last resort before canceling school, and it's something we've never done before, so we're hoping it works out and gives students something productive to do on what would normally be a snow day. So thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. And as always, feel free to email me with any questions you have. I will also mention that we will have live tech support. I'll provide that information to you on this Google Sheet on how to access live support sometime tomorrow. So be aware of that's how we're going to approach Virtual Learning Day. And again, send me an email if you have any questions. Have a great Wednesday, and we'll hope for better weather to come. Thanks.